Star jelly. Star jelly, also called astromyxin, astral jelly, star rot, or star shot, is a gelatinous substance, which, according to folklore, is deposited on the earth during meteor showers. It is described as a translucent or grayish-white gelatin which tends to evaporate shortly after having fallen. Explanations have ranged from the material being the remains of frogs and toads, or of worms, to the byproducts of cyanobacteria, to paranormal origins. Reports of the compound date back to the 14th century and continue to the present. There have been reports of star jelly for centuries. John of Gaddesden, 1280–1361, mentions Stella Terrae, Latin for star of the earth or earth star, in his medical writings, describing it as a certain mucilaginous substance lying upon the earth and suggesting that it might be used to treat abscesses. A 14th century Latin medical glossary has an entry for uligo, described as a certain fatty substance emitted from the earth, that is commonly called a star which has fallen. Similarly, an English-Latin dictionary from around 1440 has an entry for stair slime with the Latin equivalent given as a sub, a rendering of Arabic ash-shuhub, also used in medieval Latin as a term for a falling or shooting star. The Oxford English Dictionary lists a large number of other names for the substance, with references dating back to the circa 1440 English-Latin dictionary entry mentioned above: star fallen, star falling, star jelly, star shot, star slime, star slough, star slubber, and star sludge. The slime mold Enteridium lycoperdon is named caca de luna or Munoz excrement by the locals in the state of Veracruz in Mexico. Examples: in 1950, for Philadelphia, Pennsylvania policemen reported the discovery of a domed disc of quivering jelly, 6 feet in diameter, 1 foot thick at the center and an inch or 2 near the edge. When they tried to pick it up, it dissolved into an odorless, sticky scum. This incident inspired the movie The Blob. On August 11, 1979, Mrs. Sybil Christian of Frisco, Texas reported the discovery of several purple blobs of goo on her front yard following a Perseid meteor shower. A follow-up investigation by reporters and an assistant director of the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History discovered a battery reprocessing plant outside of town where caustic soda was used to clean impurities from the lead in the batteries, resulting in a purplish compound as a byproduct. The report was greeted with some skepticism, however, as the compounds at the reprocessing plant were solid, whereas the blobs on Mrs. Christian's lawn were gelatinous. Others, however, have pointed out that Mrs. Christian had tried to clear them off her lawn with a garden hose. In December 1983, grayish-white, oily gelatin fell on North Reading, Massachusetts. Thomas Grinley reported finding it on his lawn, on the streets and sidewalks, and dripping from gas station pumps. Star jelly was found on various Scottish hills in the autumn of 2009. Scientific analysis and theories. Thomas Pennant in the 18th century believed the material to be something vomited up by birds or animals. Nostoc, a type of freshwater blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, forms spherical colonies made of filaments of cells in a gelatinous sheath. When on the ground, it is ordinarily not seen, but after rainfall it swells up into a conspicuous jelly-like mass which is sometimes called star jelly. Scientists commissioned by the National Geographic Society have carried out tests on samples found in the United States, but have failed to find any DNA in the material. Slime molds are possible causes, appearing suddenly, exhibiting a very gelatinous appearance at first and later changing to a dust-like form which is dispersed by rain and wind. The colors range from a striking pure white as in Enteridium lycoperdon, to pink as in Lycogala epidendrum, to purple, bright yellow, orange, and brown. Stay paranoid, my friends.